The Jets continue their downward tailspin. We fall to 0-7. Here are my top 5 takeaways from today's game. Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, tomorrow, Monday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I will have Hashtag Sports, a great Buffalo Bills channel, on the show. So we'll be talking a little bit, going back and forth, talking a little smack to each other. So if you want to tune into that, check that out. And then Tuesday, I'll have my Talking Jets panel. We will be going around the horn with Green Bean and Matt O'Leary, so make sure you tune into that 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock as well. For those of you that still want to get your hands on a Just End the Suffering t-shirt, I'll leave a link to the Flick Chat down below. Download that app. I give away one shirt on that each week, so get your hands on that. I'll leave the link in the description down below. But let's move on to my top 5 takeaways from the Week 7 game against the Buffalo Bills. First and foremost, let's take a look at the Tankathon leaderboard, and it shows our Jets are still firmly in first place to get the number 1 overall pick. Lots of teams still tied with 1 loss, so we got to make sure we stay on that losing train. If you are on the, hey, let's get Trevor Lawrence bandwagon. If you're on the, let's keep Sam Darnold bandwagon, I guess we could jump into the top 5 takeaways. At number 5, I have the play calling, and that was a genuine shock for me, at least for the beginning portion of this game. I watched the first series of plays, and I'm just thinking, this team looks a little different. Adam Gase is calling some pretty good plays right now. Well, I come to find out Dowell Loggins was the one calling the plays. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. It looks like a competent offense. It looked like we were actually playing the same sport as the Buffalo Bills. So you saw the Jets start to get in a little bit of the rhythm. The running game was working. The passing game was working. I was very happy with what I saw early on out of this offense. But then, of course, in true Jets fashion, after the Jets score the touchdown from Pirine to go up 10-0, we ran 23 plays after that point for a total of 25 yards. That's right, just over 1 yard per play. It's not how NFL teams win games in the NFL. At number 4, I have the offensive line. And I shouldn't even call it an offensive line. It should be an offensive line, because that's what they are. They are purely offensive. They have been an absolute mess all season. Aside from Mekhi Becton, outside of the one illegal formation call, I thought he played really well. He continues to just dominate the entire defensive line. We were without Alex Lewis and without Chuma Edoga today, so maybe those guys could have provided a little bit more support. Fant, Van Roten, Josh Andrews, and McGovern just got beat like a drum. There was one point where the Jets, so on the whole, total game, there was like 29 dropbacks that Sam Darnold had. 6 of those dropbacks were sacks, 11 were hurries, 6 were knockdowns. So you're saying on, 23 of his 29 dropbacks, he had just pressure in his face, was getting knocked around. I don't care who your quarterback is back there. If you're getting pressured that much, chances are you're probably not having a very good game. So offensive line gets a big F for today. I look forward to this offseason where we have a ton of cap space. Hopefully we can reel in Joe Thuney or Sheriff, one of these guys that is a good interior guard. The Jets definitely need it. It has been a rough season for this New York Jets offensive line. At number 3, I have the rookies. And I was pleasantly surprised. We're still missing a lot of playing time from Zuniga and Clark and, some of the other players that we drafted, Hall, big time guys that I expect to start seeing a little bit more out of. But we did get a nice glimpse of 4 of our rookies. So that was solid. Or 5 of our rookies? I'll say 5 of our rookies. Mims, first action of the year, 4 receptions for 42 yards. He did get shut down in the second half. Tre'Davious Wright really locked him down, so not much going there. But a good first game for the rookie wide receiver. La'Mical Pirine, 11 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. He started out real hot. It was nice. And then somehow by the end of the game, he wound up with the same amount of carries as Frank Gore. So I don't know what happened. Dowell Loggins was doing it all right, and then just totally decided to go full Adam Gase on us and just use, the 100-year-old running back. But I liked what I saw out of Pirine. You could see the burst. Definitely impressive there. Becton, like I said, he has been rock solid on this offensive line. He's just throwing guys left and right. So really, really happy to get him back in there. At least it protects Sam's blind side. Even if you're not a big Sam Darnold fan, at least you kind of protect your trade asset if that's what you're sort of looking for. Mann continues to pump the ball well. And then the one guy that I really want to talk about, and it's one that I'm looking forward to just seeing how he develops over the course of the rest of the season, and that's Bryce Huff, the outside, the edge rusher. I believe, was it Memphis, I think? I'm pretty sure it was Memphis. He had a nice tackle for a loss today. It seems like he's kind of getting in a little bit of a rhythm, and he's causing a little bit more disruption. So I like what this rookie class is showing us so far. Again, we still have a lot more of the season to go, and hopefully we get a little more growth out of everyone overall across the board. I want to see Mims grow more. I want to see P. Ryan a little more actively involved in the offense. But so far, so good. At number 2, I have the Jets' red zone defense. Now, Josh Allen nearly had 400 yards against this defense, so I got to, kind of keep it all in perspective. But overall, the Jets tightened up their defense in the red zone. Overall, the Buffalo Bills wound up going for 8 field goals, 2 of which were no good, so they finished with 18 points on the 6 made field goals. And I was proud of what I got out of this Jets defense, all things considered. I mean, I think the Bills are a pretty good offensive team, and while it's not a great showing, if you're only giving up field goals, your offense should be able to score enough points to counteract that. And at least Greg Williams is taking hold of his defense, and he's at least holding them accountable. It seems like they're starting to trend in the right direction, at least from the little bit I saw. Quinnen Williams, I really liked what I got out of him. I think he's starting to really wreak havoc behind the line of scrimmage. He needs to clean up a little bit of the penalties, but overall I really liked his play. He had a few good, strong stops. I think he has the best run stops in the league, or second best win percentage or something like that. He's playing really well right now, and I'm hoping, short of being blown away from a trade option, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what we have out of Quinnen Williams long term. It seems like he's starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm. At number 1, I have Sam Darnold. He finished the day with 12 of 23, 120 yards and 2 interceptions. The interception before halftime was absolutely brutal. That ball cannot be thrown. He threw it right into 4 Bills defenders, and they wind up kicking a field goal at the end of half. So it gets it even closer. Winds up being 6-10 at halftime, and you just can't make those kind of plays. Sam has continually, year in, year out, game in, game out, continued to make really head-scratching decisions on some of his play calls. I really like the guy, and I want to see him play a lot better, but it just didn't look real strong from him. Not to mention, after the game, they started asking him a little bit about it, and he said, look, we came out of the game strong, but we need to make better halftime adjustments. And he said it twice. So I think he's kind of subtly taking a shot at the offensive scheme and everything. I don't think it's anything to be overly concerned about. If you're on the tank for Trevor bandwagon anyway, you're looking towards next season. But I'd like to see Sam at least play well so we can try to get a good pick out of him this offseason. If he continues to play like this, like putting up sub 150 yards with multiple interceptions and turnovers, it's going to be a long offseason for the New York Jets, and we're not really going to get anything back for our number 3 overall pick. And like I said, it's not entirely all on Sam. He did have 29 dropbacks, 6 sacks, 11 hurries, and 6 knockdowns, so he was under duress all day. I can't put the full blame on him, but he does need to take the lion's share of blame here. You got to be able to score more than 10 points in this offense. You had Perriman back, you had Mims, you had P. Ryan. I know you're missing Crowder, but you had opportunities there, and we just were not able to take advantage of it. Guys, let me know what you think of everything down below in the comments. Don't forget to download the Flick Chat to get your shot at winning a Just End the Suffering shirt. Let me know everything in the comments down below. And as always, go Jets.